All right, here you see it. In the state of Maryland, CNN now projects that the incumbent Dutch Ruppersberger will be reelected in Maryland, an important win in the contest there in Maryland. There's another projection we're ready to make right now as well. In Michigan, Dan Kildee, the incumbent Democratic representative, he will also be reelected. We are now ready to project, John. The House of Representatives is really important right now because it's close.
So let's come back again. These are races. Follow along because it's important. If you look at that, you think the Republicans have the majority. These are the races where candidates are ahead. They're not called races. So Republicans are on a path as we speak now, if things don't change, to perhaps have a narrow majority in the House. But let's look at called races right now. You need 218 to control the House. 202 to 186 right now. You just gave two more. They're holds for the Democrats, but two more races for the Democrats. So you look at on the map right now, and so then you come to what races have we not called? Well, we have 47 races still to call, right? 19 of those, in competitive seats, Republicans are leading. 18, the Democrats are leading. So you have a tug of war going on right now. Again, if you look at where we are ahead. The logic tells you, looking at that map, that there is still a mathematical possibility that Democrats hold their majority. The probability is that Republicans get a narrow majority as you count them through. But we've got a ways to go. And one of the things you're seeing in this map, number one, this talk of a big red wave simply did not happen.
No shellacking.
If there is a Republican majority, it still complicates Joe Biden's life. But the Democrats are going to defy the historical averages, if you will, in the House elections as we go through. The question is how big. And again, there is a mathematical possibility the Democrats hold the House. We're going to keep counting as we go. That number tells you the probability is you have a narrow House majority. But every time you project a race and a Democrat, those are both holds for the Democrats. That's the challenge as we go. Just like in those Senate races, we need patience. We go through the count today. We'll know a lot more at the end of the day than we do right now. But some of these races out here, they could take days and days to count.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. And if you're one of the Republican leaders like Kevin McCarthy, you're pretty nervous right now about this potential Republican majority in the House.
He once talked about 60 seats, then he talked about 30 seats. The math says it's going to be below that.
All right, in the state of Arizona, CNN is not projecting that Eli Crane, the Republican, will be elected to the House of Representatives from Arizona. This is the Arizona District number 2. Eli Crane looks like he's going to be the next representative from Arizona right now. That's one projection. We have another projection from Pennsylvania right now as well. Let's get that up on the screen if we can. Yeah, there you see it. Susan Wild, the Democratic incumbent, she is going to be reelected. We cannot project. Even though it says too early to call, we're projecting that Susan Wild will be the winner, defeating Lisa Scheller as well. Let's go over to John King at the Magic Wall. So we've got two more projections in the House of Representatives. So set the scene for us, what that says to you.
Set this down right here. So you start, let's come back to the House of Representatives. I spent some time in Susan Wild's district earlier in the campaign. She was talking about how important this was to her in the sense of trying to win. This is ahead right now as you come through these districts right here, and you come up here. This is her district, Pennsylvania's 7th district. Look how close of a race this was. Her view when I visited Wolf was that if she held on, she believed if she held on, and if Matt Cartwright held on, as you see, he's leading right there right now, that this would protect the Democratic majority. That may be overly optimistic, but the fact that she held on tells you that if there is a Republican majority, and we're not there yet, it will be a very narrow one, much more narrow than Republicans expected. Both in the 7th and the 8th district, those were rematches of elections 2 years ago, and Republicans thought because of that, in a better climate, they would win them. Look, Democrats are also leading in the competitive races out in the western part of the state. So we come back to where we are right now. That Arizona race you just called, that is significant, that the Republicans pick up one in Arizona, the Democrat Tom O'Halloran, one of the most vulnerable frontline Democrats in a very tough district, losing. So now you do the national math, and where are we? This is not a final number. This is leading. So Republicans need 218 to get the majority. It looks like they are on a plodding path to get there, but they're not there yet. It is still, if you come to called races here, there are 203 to 187. So mathematically possible, as you look at the uncalled races, it is mathematically possible the Democrats hold their majority. The more likely scenario, as you look at where those races are, is that Republicans get to a majority, but let's count votes and get through the day. That is what this tells you, that they are leading in enough races. But we've been full of surprises yesterday, some surprises already today, so let's continue the count as we go forward. If the Republicans do keep that and win the majority, though, it's going to be a very narrow one, not what Republicans expected even a couple of weeks ago, especially back a couple of months ago. Now, the point you just made about the Senate is absolutely critical. So let's switch the map and look here. Number one, now Raphael Warnock, the Democratic incumbent, continues to lead in Georgia. But the fact that we are now projecting a runoff means December 6th, we will have another runoff election in Georgia. It was the runoff elections in January 2021. Jon Ossoff, Raphael Warnock won. That is why Democrats control the Senate right now. That could come down to be the case again. Let me turn this off and just switch maps, because this now gets fascinating as we count the rest, the two left, right? We still don't know who's going to be leading here, but leave that one there, right? We're going to keep that off the board. So where are we right now? Let me come back to where we are, 50-50 Senate, right? Now we come back to our projections here, right? So what do we have right now? The Democrats won this race. John Fetterman won, right? So that gets the Democrats to 49, right? This one we're going to leave. These are all settled. What's left? These two races out here. Right now, the Democrat is leading in Arizona, still a sizable chunk of votes to be counted in Maricopa County and Pima County, elsewhere in Arizona. But for the sake of argument, let's say Mark Kelly holds on to that lead in Arizona. Then we come down here. Look at this math, 49-49. Right now, the Republican candidate, Adam Laxalt, is leading in Nevada. Still a lot of votes to be counted, so we're not done yet. This race now becomes critical, especially if Kelly holds, which is a more sizable lead. If Laxalt wins this race, then we come out to this. If Laxalt wins and Kelly holds on, Georgia will once again determine in a runoff the balance of power in the United States Senate. If Cortez Masto, the Democratic incumbent here, can come back as they count the remaining ballots, mostly in Clark County and Washoe County, the two biggest counties in Nevada, if she can come back and Kelly holds on, then the Democrats will have a majority, and this will be, is it 51? Because of 50-50, if Republicans win this, the vice president still wins the tie. So now that we project this is a runoff, a lot of focus out here in the next several days as they continue to count those votes. This seat here becomes absolutely critical to the Republicans. The Republicans have to have this seat, especially if Mark Kelly holds on to that lead. If the Republicans lose the lead in Nevada and Kelly holds on there, then the Democrats have the majority.
What are the numbers
regardless.
in Nevada right now between Laxalt and
So let's
the
come over,
incumbent Democrat?
let's come over and switch maps so we get our live vote feed here. And so you come up the map. It's fascinatingly close right now, but this is the most important number. You see 50, if you round that up to 47, but that's the most important number right there, 80% estimated reporting.
20%.
Right, 20% reporting, and you see a lot of it is right here. 74% of the population in Nevada lives in Vegas and the sprawling suburbs, fast-growing suburbs around it. An incredible competition here. At the moment, this is significant to watch. As this number climbs, does her number climb? Because Joe Biden won Clark County by 9 points. Sorry, I got the cufflink too close to the end there. But if you come down here back to Clark County, Joe Biden wins this county by 9 points. Masto right now is winning it by about 4 points, a little less than that, a little more than that, a little more than 4, a little less than 5. That is absolutely significant. As the other ballots come in, Democrats are saying it's a lot of mail-in ballots. They think they will spread this here. That becomes absolutely key in the game of Senate chess. It's not a game, but in the art of Senate chess, those two Western seats now absolutely critical to understanding. Will Georgia be for the majority again? Or will the Democrats protect their majority out here, and Georgia will be, can they get to 51? Math to do today and
House
tomorrow.
and the Senate, the majority's still very much up in the air.